Huh?
Oh, no, 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 no.
NANI?! What the fuck?!
Llama.
Hello everyone. Thank you for being here today. I'm excited to share a heartwarming story with you titled, The Melancholy Days of Sir Ben the Indoor Cat. If you enjoy this video, please consider liking and subscribing to my channel. Of course, if it's not your style, feel free to skip it, no hard feelings. Now, let's begin the story. For the past few days, my usually adventurous cat, Ben, has been experiencing what can only be described as a feline identity crisis. Normally, Ben is the king of our small outdoor adventures, sniffing bushes like a detective, stalking butterflies with all the seriousness of a tiger on the savannah, and rolling in the grass as if auditioning for a shampoo commercial. But lately, life has taken a different turn. I've been too busy to take him outside. Work, errands, endless human responsibilities, things Ben cannot understand, but certainly feels the consequences of. The result? One very gloomy cat. Ben has perfected what I call his Victorian tragedy pose. He stretches dramatically across the couch, sighs as if the weight of the world rests on his whiskers, and occasionally casts me a look of pure betrayal. His eyes seem to say, "How dare you deprive me, my humble servant, of sunlight, fresh air, and the right to chase innocent leaves?" If Ben could speak, I imagine he would quote Shakespeare with flair. Alas, poor me. I knew the outside world well. And so, my once playful explorer has transformed into a furry couch potato. He no longer charges around the house like a fluffy rocket. Instead, he has taken to sulking in the quietest corners, curled up in his own cloud of disappointment. It's both heartbreaking and, I must confess, slightly hilarious. There is something absurdly funny about a cat acting as though missing 2 days of grass rolling is equivalent to eternal doom. What Ben lacks in outdoor exercise, he more than makes up for in guilt-inducing performance art. I cannot so much as walk past him without receiving the most pitiful look. His green eyes follow me around like two little laser beams of sadness. If I sit down at my desk to work, Ben immediately drapes himself nearby, sighing dramatically every few minutes. It's as if he has studied human emotional manipulation and now employs it with Oscar-worthy skill. Sometimes he changes tactics and goes for the statue strategy. He sits silently at the door, staring at it as though he could will it open by sheer force of willpower. His tail swishes with subtle irritation. I've seen people waiting for buses with less intensity, and when I try to distract him with toys, he bats at them half-heartedly, as if to say, "You think this pathetic feather on a stick can replace the thrill of chasing real butterflies? Try harder, human." Then comes the ultimate guilt weapon, the slow blink of disappointment. You know how cats blink slowly to show affection? Well, Ben has perfected the reverse version, the slow blink of abandonment. It's a mixture of sadness and passive-aggressive judgment, and it's devastatingly effective. I find myself promising him, "Tomorrow, Ben, I swear, we'll go outside and you can sniff every blade of grass in the neighborhood." But of course, life is unpredictable, and tomorrow sometimes turns into the next day. Poor Ben continues his dramatic existence as a misunderstood artist trapped indoors. Yet, despite his gloomy act, Ben has moments of surprising resilience. I caught him the other day perched on the windowsill, watching the outside world with fascination. His tail flicked rhythmically as a bird hopped across the lawn. He was entranced, his eyes wide, his entire body tense with excitement. It was as though the window had transformed into a live television channel, broadcasting bird news 24/7. Ben is, without a doubt, the most loyal subscriber. Sometimes he entertains himself in ways I don't fully understand. For instance, he has developed a newfound passion for lying on my laptop keyboard, perhaps believing that by preventing me from working, I would finally have no choice but to take him outside. Other times, he has discovered the joy of chasing invisible things across the floor, a mystery only he can see. And of course, there are moments when he simply accepts his fate and naps as though he is training for the Sleep Olympics. Watching Ben has reminded me of something important. Life won't always give us the adventures we crave. Sometimes, we're stuck indoors, literally or metaphorically. But that doesn't mean we can't find small joys. For Ben, it's the window view, the occasional toy, or simply stretching out like a fluffy rug in the middle of the living room. For us humans, maybe it's a good cup of coffee, a funny TV show, or a short walk in the evening. Soon, I know I'll make time again to take Ben outside. He'll prance through the grass, roll around, and reclaim his title as king of the neighborhood leaves. But for now, he'll continue his theatrical sulking, and I'll continue laughing at how ridiculously adorable he looks doing it. Because even when he's sad, Ben has a way of filling the house with personality and warmth. In the end, Ben's melancholy days have become their own kind of adventure, an indoor tale of drama, guilt trips, and unexpected humor. And maybe, just maybe, he knows that his little act is working because it's only made me love him more. Ben's little drama about not being able to go outside mirrors the way many of us feel when our routines are disrupted or when life doesn't give us the freedom we crave. Just like Ben sulking by the door, we too sometimes sit waiting for opportunities that seem delayed or out of reach, frustrated by limitations we cannot control. But what Ben unknowingly teaches us is the importance of resilience and finding joy in small, everyday things. He doesn't have the garden, yet he still discovers entertainment at the window, in imaginary chases, or even in simply napping with style. In modern life, we often tie happiness to big events, vacations, promotions, milestones, and forget the beauty of ordinary moments. When schedules overwhelm us and we feel stuck indoors, we can choose to notice small pleasures, a good conversation, a quiet cup of tea, the comfort of music, or even laughter at our own quirks. The lesson is not about ignoring our bigger goals, but about sustaining ourselves with little joys until we reach them. Like Ben, we must adapt, remain playful, and remember that contentment isn't always found outside. It often begins within.